springtime that you said goodbye. I remember our faded love. Now I miss you, darling, more and more.
When I was 11 years old and we were living in Phoenix, Arizona, I learned one song on a guitar, and my mom took me down to this talent show called the Lou King Rangers Show. And I got on the show. I lost the contest, but I got a regular job out of it. They asked me to sing on radio and television, and one of the other regulars on that show was Wayne Newton and his brother Jerry.
Gary went on to appear on Dick Clark's American Bandstand. He recorded several songs for RCA. And a few years later, Gary's interest in health led to a job as a radio talk show host.
I had a health show that was broadcast locally in Colorado as well as internationally on radio, internet, shortwave radio, and on satellite.
So it turns out Gary Trexler is all of those things. Recording star, advocate for the disabled, talk show host. Stay tuned. Who knows what this Idaho gem will do next.
When the desert sun goes down.
Thank you.
Gary was born in Hill City, Kansas, on the High Plains in 1939, just a few miles as the crow flies from where the famous song Home on the Range was inspired and written. Along with his older sister Donna, Gary was on a pillow as a baby coming down the Apache Trail into Phoenix, the Valley of the Sun, where his mom and dad were driving to look for work. They were driving for their lives to get out of the famous Dust Bowl storms of Kansas. Dad had a hammer and 15 cents in his pocket. Gary's life is full of intelligence, success, glory, wisdom, and a vast, colorful diversity. A psychotherapist with a doctorate of special education administration and counseling from the University of Texas in Austin, a broadcaster, an herbal master and shaman, a devoted initiate of the ancient Siddha meditative and yoga arts, a musician and a performer of classic love songs, a storyteller poet, a cowboy hat artist, and a mere human hoping to share his life with his aging mother as he took care of her in her last few years. Gary gave his mom the love, nurture, and companionship that every conscious being deserves. Orville lived to be over 100 years young. Gary is one of the last remaining cowboy singers in an age of discovery, new worlds, and new creations in every way. Opportunity came on strong and early in Gary's budding career. When only a mere 12, Gary was able to perform with upcoming artists like Wayne Newton, Marty Robbins, and Rex Allen. Gary was lucky. He was invited into the Eddie Arnold's musical circle, who was managed by Sita Grion and Associates in New York City. They signed Gary as a teenager and arranged for his signing a recording contract with RCA Victor Records and American Bandstand. His voice was so inspirational. One of the most renowned songwriters at the time, Cindy Walker, Country Music Hall of Fame, who wrote such hits as Don't Be Ashamed of Your Age, and Sugar Moon, wrote You Made Up for Everything for Gary to sing. Dwayne Eddy of Rebel Rouser fame is playing guitar barefoot and grinning at him during the whole recording session. They recorded the song at Ramsey's studio on 7th Street in Phoenix with Jack Miller, a genius of a recording engineer. Gary met Wayne and Jerry Newton while performing on the Lou King Rangers television and radio show in Phoenix, Arizona. Marty Robbins was also seen regularly on that show. The radio show was broadcast live on KTAR Radio at the downtown Fox Theater in Phoenix at 9 a.m. every Saturday morning. The radio show was then relayed to 400 stations all over the United States. This shows Gary, Wayne, Jerry Newton were playing together, singing at a local Tempe, Arizona County Fair, and then at a Gray Ladies event in 1956. The young fellow at the left hand of Wayne Newton is Larry John Wright of Mesa, Arizona, who is a great talent and is still a good friend of Wayne and Gary's. Here we see Pat and Evelyn Newton on the left, and Gary's parents, Orva and Kenneth Trexler, on the right. They were good friends. They hung out and played cards, or often went out on weekends to eat and dance. This picture was taken at the famous Durant's Steakhouse on South Central in Phoenix, Arizona. You know the days when they had ladies that came around and took your pictures and sold gum and cigars and such. Wayne and Jerry and Gary would be at one of their homes playing music and just hanging out. Gary has lived the path of a true artist and friend, seeking to bless, help, amuse, inspire people wherever there's an opportunity. His spiritual and soulful creations span the worlds of charcoal art, poetry, inspirational and educational writings, and of course, playing and singing his amazing songs. Gary might be called the most famous singer you never heard of, and would love to perform on your show or the hobo singing lamplight train circuit. You know, the one Woody Guthrie is said to have traveled and sang on. Anyway, Gary thought you may want to invite Wayne Newton and have a musical reunion with some classic performers. Wayne could play anything he wants, like steel or lead guitar. Steve Eaton, who wrote songs for the Carpenters and who's playing on the recording of Sugar Moon, could play piano and bass. Amy Purdy, who is kin of Dancing of the Stars fame, could dance to one of the song performances. And, of course, cousin Trina Harmon, who's written songs for the movies, would be a great addition. There is no doubt also Dwayne Eddy. Gary would love to perform as a contestant, or his preference, as a special feature with some of these wonderful folks. Just a thought. Anyway, thanks for taking that time to watch this short video or read this script. Happy trails, and ride easy in the saddle, as Gary would say.